Tyrants and bootlickers call it creative writing. I'm going to call it what it actually is: perjury and conspiracy to violate our constitutional rights. There's actual proof. We're looking at it. Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Thank you all for joining me for this live stream. Make sure you hit that like button and share this video so it can be seen by as many people as possible. Without further ado, let's get right into it. We have the information here, which is the complaint for one of my unlawful arrests. Fortunately, no judge has put a gag order on me or has sealed the complaint and the supporting depositions. The last two times I was unlawfully arrested by the Nassau County Police Department and maliciously prosecuted by the Nassau County District Attorney's Office. They had an ex parte meeting where they put an order that none of the discovery, the complaint, the supporting depositions can be in electronic form, and that I could not show each and every one of you. That's the lengths that they will go to try and keep this information from you. Fortunately, this time that's not the case. They learned their lesson. So this is the information, also known as a complaint. So you can see here, these are the charges that have been levied against me. Criminal contempt in the second, disobey mandate. It's a Class A misdemeanor. Then you have criminal trespass in the third, enclosed property, Class B misdemeanor. And then you have trespass, which is a violation, sort of like an infraction. Let me see here. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see. So count one, a person is guilty of criminal contempt in the second degree when he engages in any of the following conduct: intentional disobedience or resistance to a lawful process or other mandate of a court, except in cases involving or growing out of labor disputes. Count two, a person is guilty of criminal trespass in the third degree when he knowingly enters or remains unlawfully in a building or upon real property, which is fenced or otherwise enclosed in a manner designed to exclude intruders. Excuse me. So I know I'm not an attorney. Most of you watching aren't attorneys, but does a public building sound, the lobby of a public building sound like it's fenced or otherwise enclosed in a manner designed to exclude intruders? A public lobby? So why would they charge this? It's because they can. They don't care. Again, it's right there. We're reading it. Obviously, I was in a public lobby. I wasn't behind a fence or in any restricted area designed in a manner to exclude intruders. This is exactly why the first two unlawful arrests and the charges were dismissed for being facially insufficient. And then the violation of trespass: person is guilty of trespass when he knowingly enters or remains unlawfully in or upon a premises. According to People v. Leonard, I have license or privilege. My license or privilege is presumed to be, it's presumed that I have license or privilege in a public building. So let me zoom out a little bit here so I can handle this right. All right, so let's go straight down. This is the information. So the people that wrote statements against me, I've never met them before. Which is interesting, isn't it? I have never met the people, the two individuals. One of them is a judge, a former judge. Now he is the director of the Traffic Violations Bureau. His name is Paul Melly. Paul Melly. He used to be a district court judge, which is why the judge that was on my case, presiding over my case, recused herself because she's friends with Paul Melly. Maybe I need to do a change of venue because this is getting ridiculous now. And then also the legal counsel, Mark Mullins, for the Department of Traffic Violations Bureau. So his deponent is informed by the supporting deposition of Honorable. Are you Honorable Paul? I don't know. I don't think so. Paul Melly, that the informant is the executive director of the Nassau County Traffic Violations Agency located at the above address, that such information is responsible for enforcing rules of the courtroom procedures inside the traffic parking violations building, including but not limited to New York codes, rules, and regulations, Title 22, Subtitle A, Chapter 1, Part 29.1, forbidding photography, video recording, and or audio recording of any proceedings held inside said building and its courtrooms. That signs are conspicuously posted throughout the building stating, pursuant to Part 29, and then it quotes the court order, right? The court order, the court rule. But if you look here, let's take a look. I have a little picture of what was exactly posted. So they said in the complaint, we're going to break this thing down, all the supporting depositions, little by little, and we're going to show the perjury, the lying, the creative writing, whatever you want to call the conspiracy. There's no body camera of these people getting, the Nassau County Police Department taking these statements. I wonder why. So do you see anywhere on here, this is in the Traffic Violations Bureau, conspicuously posted, phones must be set to silent, phone conversations, picture taking, and or recording are not permitted, no photography, video recording, broadcasting, telecasting, or streaming is allowed. Now, does that say anything about Part 29.1, a court order of any kind of court rule? Does it display any of that information there? No, just it's like a typical policy, which we'll get to in a minute. And again, not a court rule, but that is what it is. So let's get back to reading this. Ooh. Conspicuously posted throughout the building. And then they go on to say that the building is enclosed with only one door open to the public and the rest of the doors are locked, and that the members of the public are permitted to enter the building only after being screened by public safety officers and passing through metal detectors. So I guess that part of the complaint is them trying to say that it's enclosed. But again, just because it's enclosed, it needs to be enclosed in a manner that's designed to prevent intruders. That is not a public building. The judge already decided this, but again, they want to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. That's what they want to do. Let's see here. The building, the deponent, and the defendant inside the building and video recording proceedings in violation of the aforementioned conspicuously posted signs forbidding such photography, video recording, or audio recording. The deponent further states that the deponent is informed. The deponent further states that the deponent is informed by Officer Nicole Johnson, we'll get to her, that prior, so this is hearsay, the deponent, this Judge Melly, is informed that prior to the arrival of the above location by the deponent, that an informant observed the defendant inside of the above location, that the defendant was video recording proceedings inside of the building. Was our video recording proceedings or in a public lobby? Again, those are lies. That's just not true. That's perjury. Posted signs in violation of posted signs forbidding such conduct. That the defendant ignored the informant's repeated instructions, that the defendant refused to leave the building after being told that the defendant no longer had permission or authority to remain inside the building. Again, I'm going to link the arrest video in the description below so you can watch it. The original video. This is when this was written. I was never told to leave. No one ever said that I had no permission or authority to remain inside the building. Never happened. These are lies. It's perjury. And it says right on here. It says right on here that lying, where is it? Right here. Let's see, that it's punishable by up to a misdemeanor. Yeah, any false statements made in this deposition is punishable as a Class A misdemeanor pursuant to Section 210.45 of the New York State Penal Law. Oh, man. Anyway, they get away with the rules and laws for thee and not for me. This is why we need to expose this, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that like button and share this video so as many people as possible could see it. He no longer had authority to remain in the building. Again, this is what they kind of say, he wouldn't leave. They didn't say that they didn't tell me to leave, but then they say that I no longer had permission or authority to be in there. But they don't really say that I knew this, because I didn't. It's all on video. This is why I record. Deponent further states that the deponent is further informed by more hearsay, the supporting deposition of Honorable, again, I don't know if you're Honorable, Paul Melly, the executive director, Nassau County Traffic Parking Violations. Informant did not get permission or any authority to remain inside the building after repeatedly told to leave said building. Who told me to leave the building? No one. Again, it's on video, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the video. All right, so let's get into what they actually wrote. So this was written by Nicole Johnson here. This is Mark Mullen. This was written on the day that I wasn't arrested, but you'll see that in a second. I wasn't arrested on this day. They just told me that there was a policy. That's what they said, a policy. Mark Mullen, legal counsel for the Nassau County Traffic Violations Agency, was told, again, more hearsay. Mark Mullen was told by police officer Nicole Johnson that Sean Reyes was using his cell phone to record the courtroom. Again, that's a lie. I was never recording inside of a courtroom. I was in a public lobby of the Traffic Violations Bureau. P.O. Johnson told Sean Reyes to stop recording and showed him the signs that prohibit recording. That is true. That did happen. She did tell me to stop recording, that it was a policy, she says. Now let me show you that video right here.
Supposed to videotape in here. That's one of the policies.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Can I get your name and badge number?
It's right here. Johnson in 2818.
Johnson, nice to meet you. Officer Johnson?
Yes, the sign. There's a sign here that says no videotaping.
It's a policy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the policy is not law.
Okay, but they don't want you to do it.
Right, this is a public building though, right?
They don't. That's the policy, sir. They don't want you to videotape.
Can I speak to a supervisor? Because
Sure,
this is,
one.
thank you. All right. So there you go. That's what she told me, a policy. Did she say anything about it's a judge's order? Did she say anything that it's a judge's order 29.1 that you can't record? You're going to be held in contempt of court. She said it's a policy. I showed you the policy that was written on the wall. The sign had nothing to do with it. So she showed me the signs. He refused to stop recording and would not leave the building. Again, pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to break down and show each and every one of you. This is why it needs to be seen by as many people as possible. I'm trying to show you the conspiracy. And would not leave the building right here. And would not leave the building. Why would I leave the building if no one told me to leave the building? If no one even asked me to leave the building? Why would I just randomly leave a public building that I pay for, that I have every right to be in? So it's irrelevant and would not leave the building, but they're trying to build the trespass case. This is what they're trying to do. P.O. Johnson used the police radio to request additional police officers. Again, more hearsay. P.O. Kozowski and P.O. Meneno responded. Sean Reyes continued to record and be uncooperative. I'm uncooperative with them trying to retaliate against me, violate my constitutional rights, etc. Sean Reyes left the building after being told the morning court session had ended. Sean Reyes violated the New York Code of Rules and Regulations, Title 22, Subtitle A, Chapter 1, Part 29. Again, does this rule supersede the United States Constitution and the First Amendment? Does this rule supersede statutory law that protects my right to film law enforcement in the course of their duty here in New York? I don't think it does. But I had no idea that this was a rule to begin with. So then there's that. Sergeant Killamary informed Sean Reyes, that if he came back into the building and started recording, he would be subject to an arrest. I am requesting that Sean Reyes be arrested if he records inside of the Nassau County Traffic Parking Agency. I have read this statement above that was written for me by P.O. Johnson. Is true and correct. So let's read this again. I was told Camilleri informed, no, he says Sergeant Camilleri informed Sean Reyes that if he came back into the building and started recording, he would be subject to an arrest. So he's saying that as a fact. Again, perjury. Check this out. We have video. I don't know why they lie when we have video. We literally have video. Make it clear. If I record in this building, you're going to arrest me again?
I'm not saying you're being arrested, but I'm saying you're not allowed to record. And we'll see what the building...
Wait a minute. Let's go back really quick. Sergeant Camilleri informed Sean Reyes that if he came back into the building and started recording, he would be subject to an arrest, and I would like him arrested. This is Sergeant Camilleri. Make it clear. If I record in this building, you're going to arrest me again?
I'm not saying you're being arrested, but I'm saying you're not allowed to record. And we'll see what the building wants, how they want to proceed at that time. Okay?
So if I record in the building, I'll be arrested.
Will you be subject to being removed? Up to the opinion of the director. So if the director
for not breaking any laws? So just make it clear. If I record in this building, you're going to arrest me again?
I'm not saying you're being arrested, but
I'm not saying you'll be arrested. You'll be subject to be removed. Again, lies. These are lies being written. And they sign it under penalty of perjury, right here, under penalty of New York State section of Class A misdemeanor, because they don't care. They don't care. Of course they don't. Let's see here. Now this is Paul Melly, the honorable, dishonorable, whatever you want to call him. Paul Melly, executive director of Nassau County Traffic Violations Bureau, was told, more hearsay. Is there anybody that's going to write a statement against me that was actually there, that knows what happened for a fact, or they're just going to keep having these political cronies and these tyrants write hearsay? It's ridiculous. Again, for those of you who know the law, who understand how the law works, this is highly irregular, and this is a flimsy prosecution against me. This is why it's retaliation, First Amendment retaliation by Patrick Psycho Ryder for investigating his corruption, the Nassau County District Attorney's Office by Ann Donnelly. Everyone, they're conspiring against me. Paul Melly, executive director of Nassau County Traffic Parking Violations Bureau, was told by Assistant Director David Rich, I've never met any of these people before, and Police Officer Nicole Johnson, And they wrote this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I was arrested on the 25th, I believe. Let's go back up. I was unlawfully arrested on the 25th, September 25th. So these statements that they wrote, these statements were written on the 9th. So they were right here. You see up here? They're written on the 9th. So they were already ready. They had everything ready to go. They had everything ready to go with statements already pre-written out against me. Paul Melly, executive director of Nassau County Traffic Parking Violations, was told by Assistant Director David Ridge that police officer Nicole Johnson that Reyes was using his cell phone to record the courtroom. Never did that. Again, lie, perjury. So I am advised, more hearsay, that P.O. Johnson told Sean Reyes to stop recording and showed him the signs that prohibit recording. Sean Reyes refused to stop recording and would not leave the building. P.O. Johnson used the police radio to request additional police officers. P.O. Kozowski and P.O. Menino responded. He continued to record and be a cooperative. We read that one already, I believe. I want him arrested. And this was another one that he wrote on the 25th of the September 25th when I was arrested. I was working as the executive director when I was informed, more hearsay, that police officer Johnson, that Reyes, Jean Paul, was using his cell phone to record inside the courthouse. The Nassau, nobody considers that a courthouse, by the way. It's the Traffic Violations Bureau. You pay your parking ticket there. Nobody considers it a courthouse. The Nassau County Traffic Parking Agency is within an enclosed building with only one entrance. Again, you keep missing the part of the statute where it says designed in a manner to exclude intruders. By definition, a public building open to the public is not designed in a manner to exclude intruders. There's metal detectors there. Jean Paul stopped recording. P.O. I was advised, more hearsay, that P.O. Johnson did tell Reyes to stop recording and show him signs posted on the walls in the courthouse that prohibit recording. I was advised that P.O. Johnson informed Reyes of a previous incident that occurred on September 9th, where Reyes again used his cell phone to video record in the courthouse, where he was then informed if he recorded inside of the courthouse again, he would be arrested. Again, if he was informed that if he recorded in the courthouse again, he would be arrested. Let's look at the proof.
You're not allowed to record, and we'll see what the building wants, how they want to proceed at that time. Okay?
So if I record in the building, I'll be arrested.
Will you be subject to being removed? Up to the opinion.
So just make it clear. If I record in this building,
So just make it clear.
If I record in this building, you're going to arrest me again?
I'm not saying you're being arrested, but I'm saying you're not allowed to record, and we'll see what the building wants, how they want to proceed at that time. Okay?
So if I record in the building, I'll be arrested.
Will you be subject to being removed? Up to the opinion of the director. So if the director
for not breaking any laws? There you go. There's the evidence. I don't know why they lie like this. He was told he would be arrested. Let's see here. I was advised, again, more hearsay, that Jean Paul Reyes did continue to record within the courthouse after being told it was prohibited to video record within the building. P.O. Johnson did revoke Reyes' privileges to remain within the building. When did she do that? I can't show you evidence of her doing that because it never happened. She revoked his privileges to leave the building, but they say revoked his privileges, again, to try and fit the statute. They're just trying to throw anything they can and try and make it stick. They did it 2 times before, and both charges were dismissed by a judge for being facially insufficient. Like, how does this keep happening? And then, like, my local newspaper, Newsday, my local news, News 12, they're all in Psycho Police Commissioner Ryder's pocket. They don't talk about this. This is why I'm so grateful for the platform each and every one of you have given me, because I get to talk about it. I get to show you what's going on here. There's this true corruption and tyranny, retaliation, conspiracy to violate my rights. These are federal crimes being committed by judges, district attorneys, police commissioners, lawmakers. I was advised P.O. Johnson then used the police radio to request additional police officers. Officer Restrano and Officer Goldberg responded. He was still recording inside of the courthouse with his cell phone when P.O. Restrano and Goldberg arrived, where they placed Reyes under arrest without further incident. Reyes violated New York Court of Rules. Again, when they arrested me, we all seen the video. I'll put both videos, the arrest and the time I went there before. He says, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. For what? For trespassing. You've been trespass banned. That was the original reason. And then when they figured it out, they started throwing this Title 22, whatever nonsense, in contempt of court. Sean Paul Reyes was notified that the video recording within the courthouse was prohibited and that he would be arrested if he did not record inside the courthouse again due to Reyes. Again, Sean Paul Reyes was advised he'd be arrested if he recorded in the courthouse again due to Reyes. Sean Paul recording inside of the Nassau County Traffic Violations Bureau. I, Executive Director of the Nassau County Traffic Parking Violations Agency, am requesting he be arrested. So again, because I was told, the knowing part of the statute is very important, that I was served a lawful process. So
Make
that's
it clear. If I record in this building, you're going to arrest me again?
I'm not saying you're being arrested, but I'm saying you're not allowed to record. And we'll see what the building wants, how they want to proceed at that time. Okay?
So if I record in the building, I'll be arrested.
Will you be subject to being removed up to the opinion of the director? So if the director
For not
wants you
breaking any
removed-
laws?
I'm supposed to videotape in here. That's one of the policies.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Can I get your name and badge number?
It's right here. Johnson and 2818.
Johnson. Nice to meet you. Officer Johnson?
Yes, the sign. There's a sign here that says no videotaping.
It's a policy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the policy is not law.
Okay, but they don't want you to do it.
Right, this is a public building though, right?
They don't. That's the policy, sir. They don't want you to videotape.
Can I speak to a supervisor? Because
Sure, I'll
this
get
is,
one for you.
thank you.
So that's the policy, ladies and gentlemen. You heard her, the policy. The policy, which we have here, which mentions nothing, absolutely nothing about this Part 29 rule section. Look at this. I've seen this everywhere I go. In every government building I go, there's phones must be set to silent. I see these unconstitutional and anti-transparency signs everywhere I go. I've had city halls remove them. I've taken it to court and won. This is what I do. I don't go against court orders because I know that judges are just going to hold me in contempt of court and I'm not going to get any sort of due process. They're not going to care about our Constitution. We see it time and time and again. So it is what it is. The FBI needs to get involved in this for real, because this is ridiculous. I have video evidence proof of that. All of these complaints that they're making are lies. All of these this hearsay complaints that are have no relevance to anything, and they're complete lies. I mean, my license or privilege was removed. Again, creative writing, that's what tyrants call it and bootlickers call it. Creative writing, just adding a little bit of details, a little bit of extra stuff. It's perjury. That's what it is. It's conspiracy. And we're not going to give up. We're never going to stop investigating Patrick Psycho Ryder. We're never going to stop investigating the Nassau County government. We're going to fight this. Jacob is working diligently on a motion to dismiss as we speak. Shame on the district attorney's office, Dana Grossblatt. Shame on the district attorney's office for prosecuting this maliciously, maliciously prosecuting me. Shame on Psycho Ryder. I would say shame on Ryder, but he has no shame. He has no shame. I'm going to do a live stream where he does this interview and he talks about his coming up to power, and you'll love it. Stay tuned to the channel for that. I appreciate all your support, guys. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit. Peace.